What's up, everyone, and welcome to Fiction Tea Review. So today we're going to talk about the movie Parasite. I watched it yesterday. And let me tell you, the movie was very, very worth it, very enjoyable. I've been wanting to see this film for the longest time. So when I finally found it, man, I was so happy. Parasite is about this poor family living in poverty, and all of them are unemployed. And then one day, his friend comes by to visit him from college, and he's like, look, I can get you this job. I know this girl. It's crazy. I think the friend was actually dating the girl. Because he was like, I like this girl. I just peeped. But yeah, he was like, I know this girl who he's a tutor and you can be her English tutor. Tells him, yo, I'm gonna give you a recommendation. You don't even have to you don't have to be certified. So the brother actually goes to the sister. She makes up this fake whole certificate thing, and they finesse it, and he gets the job and he's in. Next thing you know, he gets in with this rich family whose daughter that he's tutoring. Next thing you know, he gets his family on the go. He finesses his sister to get in and be the rich family's younger son, art teacher. He finesses his dad to get in to be the personal driver, and he finesses eventually his mom to get in and be the maid. Let me tell you, this family, the best. I love them from the beginning. I was like, they are professional con artists, and I'm just loving every minute of it. You definitely love it because you're like, you see how they're living. You're like, they live very badly. They live in poverty. They live poorly, and you want them to finesse, basically. You're rooting for them, and you're like, yes, I love every minute of it. I love this family. I thought it was so funny how they finessed all of that and they conned their ways into that home. And then there was a scene where they all were chilling. They were all in the house drinking and laughing, and I'm just like, look at y'all out here shining right now. That was so funny. I like a lot of things about this movie. I think the visuals were great. I think the way things were shot were great. I love that it was not dubbed. I watched it with English subtitles. And I loved everything from start to finish about this film. Like a comedy, it's like a drama. It's like a bunch of different things mixed in. It's one of those films where I feel like you have to watch it more than one time. I've only seen it once, but I would definitely enjoy watching it again, and I would watch it again. Another thing that I enjoyed was the plot twist that went when they found out that, holy fuck, there's a guy living downstairs in the freaking an underground part of the house. I was like, what the fuck? It just took a left turn. Oh shit, I did not expect that. And the crazy housekeeper lady, and the scene where they all were fighting over the phone, that was funny. And they all had to hide in the house. There were so many moments in the movie where it was like, oh my god, are they going to get caught? Don't get caught, don't get caught. You didn't want them to get caught, but you also didn't hate the rich family. You understood, they're actually not that bad people. They just got money. And there was a moment, the son was like, yeah, well, they're really nice or whatever. And the dad's like, yeah, of course they're nice because they have money and they have no worries, no problems. And there were many scenes that you felt like, damn, this is messed up. You really want the family to do better. They were pretending to be these people, and the son had finessed all of them into the house. Meanwhile, the rich family didn't even know that none of them were related. That's a finesse. He put his whole family on the map. I was like, that is how you do it. But it was just interesting how, they were playing all these parts. They were playing driver and tutor, and meanwhile, their house got flooded and they had to live in this sheltered place with a bunch of other people. Meanwhile, they were living in poverty, and every day they would wake up and somebody would be peeing in front of their house. Meanwhile, they were poor. And, this rich family never knew anything about this, and meanwhile, the rich family is like, oh my god, look at the beautiful scenery. And their house was beautiful. They would wake up in the morning and they would be able to look outside through their glass doors. And when it rained, they were like, this is great. Meanwhile, all the rain was going down to where the people who work for them lived, and it was flooding their house, and it was horrible. It really addresses the different dynamics between classism, between people who are higher up in life, and how the rich and the poor are living and how they view life. That's why at the end, the dad just was over it, you know, and it made sense because it was like, here's this rich guy who's probably never had experience what I experienced, and I'm fed up, I'm over it. And that end scene, that killing scene where the guy came up out of the like underground dungeon and had the knife in his hand looking deranged, like the way he looked, that guy, he was like so fed up, but you also understood it because like they killed his wife. He was done. He was fed up. He was killing all of them. And it helps you understand each character's perspective, honestly, of okay, why this person killed this person, why that person killed that person, why these people don't like these people. It really helps you just understand why each character is the way they are. And I really enjoyed that about the film. I mean, wow, this was a great film. That end scene with the dad, and then we ended up finding out where he was at. It was good to know. It was also really interesting how the dad, when he met the guy in the underground bunker, he kind of changed everything. It was like, we shouldn't even have a plan. Like, basically, like, I give up. We're poor. There's nothing we can do. And the son being like, in the end, I have a plan. I'm going to make money. I'm going to help us. I'm going to get us out of poverty. We're just going to have to work super hard, basically. And it's something that everyone can pretty much relate to. It's about regular humans trying to survive and classes. I want to talk about the scene with the couple, the rich couple, when they were like on the couch. I thought it was interesting that they were mimicking the exact thing that they said and thought was so disgusting, so despicable, and they fired their old driver because of it, but they were like mimicking it. And I'm just like, but yeah, it was a great movie, and I really would encourage everybody to go watch it. Before you go, be sure to get you a copy of Rain by your truly T Outlaw. Link in the description box below. This is my first book. This won't be my last. I actually have a short story coming up. And I'm very proud of this book. It's a psychological thriller about a group of young adults who think that they're going to be in a psych ward place for the rest of their lives until they get this new counselor. But I think something else is going on in here, and it's not just you kids being crazy. And he starts to learn that maybe these kids have some sort of ability. Something's going on here. Something is going on. I'm being haunted by some of the kids in here. I'm having traumatic flashbacks, and I think everything is connected with these kids and myself, and there's some history going on there. So it's some psychological thriller with horror, with, you know, a sprinkle of sci-fi. So definitely check it out. And if you're interested, you should stay because I'm about to read the rest. I believe we finished Joseph's perspective. They were lining up to leave, and Joseph was like, man, we're never going to see this counselor again. Like, he's done with us, and he should be lucky because he don't have to come back. Oh, yeah. Chapter 2, Regret, John Smith. Okay. Woosah. I yawn relieved that it's over, for now. My palms are so clammy, gelatin like a jellyfish's tentacles, loosely wiggling. I'm nervous. My body is drenched in sweat. Oh, God, I'm surprised I didn't piss myself. Those kids smelled my fear from a mile away. I don't know what I was thinking. I can't do this job. Shit. I open up my bag, pull out my cloth to wipe the beads from my head. My cloth. My cloth. Where is it? My eyes begin to water. Damn it! I shake the contents out, spreading junk over the floor. Notes, notebooks, pencils, recorder, eye drops, makeup, pills, phone, but no cloth. Great. Don't tell me I left it. I sigh. It was a gift. Flashback. Here, take this. What is it? It's for good luck. I keep it with me, but you can have it. It's... No, I sway my head from side to side. It wouldn't be right. It's all right, little brother. I'll get it back from you. Soon. He smiles. Angered, I stomp. That was a flashback. And from what was being heard, that had to have been a flashback between the counselor and his older brother, or younger brother, his brother, who gave him the cloth. So it's definitely sentimental. Angered, I stomp on my poor bag, then plop to the floor sobbing. That bad, huh? I turn around to see a guy with dark brown hair and blue eyes smiling at me. His hair is blowing in the wind like he's in a shampoo commercial. He even resembles Fabio's long, luscious blonde hair falling on his shoulders. He even has this perfect smile. Is this guy real or what? I watch him crouch down to lend me a hand. I wipe my eyes. How embarrassing. Be a man. You're a man, now aren't you? You want to act like a man? Then be a man. Men don't cry. That was a flashback. Like I said, the flashbacks, they're all italicized, so you know when you're reading, like, this must be a different scene. I can almost see him, my father screaming at me to drop and give him 50, then to carry his television down, then up the stairs if I was such a manly man. The mysterious Fabio picks up my belongings from the floor, handing them to me. Thanks. I retrieve what's left of my purse, tossing everything back in. Giving up already, huh? I smirk as if to conceal my pain. The rue I had to endure dealing with these insane group of young adolescents. What in the hell did I get myself into? Instead, I answer with, they were a handful. I'm not going to deny that, but I chuckle. I can do it. I don't sound very convincing. Fabio smiles. Good. He pats my back. I'm Rick, by the way. I was the one who reviewed your application. I try to speak, but smile instead. Well, I gotta be going now. I'll check back with you later, Smith. He trails off before exiting. Oh, the boss wants to see you in his office. My face turns ghost. I swallow my spit. The boss? Did I do something wrong? Fabio notices my expression. He grins. Just for an update. No worries, alright? Relax. He laughs. He exits. Once he's out of view, my mouth droops to a frown. I glare around the dimly lit room surrounded in silence. It's narrow and full of shiny light bulbs, stifling my vision. I clean my glasses, take a breath, then exit. Walking through these hallways are like walking down a creepy, decrepit, and condemned cemetery. The air is cold like ice and thick of dark gray smoke. I can hear the sounds of screaming kids escaping multiple directions and clanking noises in the ceiling. The walls are freshly painted, as if it was done this morning. As I continue walking down the hallway, I notice a perplexed photograph of a black-haired, green-eyed Catwoman. I stare intensely at her. Touch it, touch it, touch, 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 but don't taste. She stares back, unblinking. Was that you? Oh, what the hell am I thinking? A painting can't talk. Touch me, huh? I furiously scan the halls as smoke swoops around my body, wrapping its arms around my shoulders. Like a magnet, my shoulders shift towards the painting, and my back stiffens. Slowly, my index finger strokes her face. Brown residue resides on my fingertip. It's still wet. Touch it, but don't taste it. Suddenly, my glasses fog up. I clean them. Once I place them back on my face, I notice a dark figure walking through the hallway on the opposite side. It looks like a kid. I squint to identify the shape. Short stature, dark long hair. The kid looks at me with no expression. Is that Nihil? But Nihil keeps on without a glance back. Finally, I arrive here in front of the office. Okay, John, relax. I take a deep breath, nervously. I place my sweaty palm on the doorknob and turn. Immediately stepping into the office, I notice another photograph of the same woman from the wet painting, except her eyes are different. In her arms, she holds a baby. You can come on in, a deep, assertive voice insists. My heart is rapidly beating from my chest cavities as if it's going to explode. My throat feels like it's on fire due to a flaming torch. Oh no, what if he's firing me? That's it, I'm getting fired. What if today was a test and I didn't pass? Oh no. A drop of sweat leaves my breast. I glide past a painting of a woman with her child in a miniature living room. I notice another photograph. This time it's a young man, smiling and holding a trophy of some sort. His eyes are unhappy. This room doesn't have much in it, so I keep my pace. Slowly walking through the waiting room, I enter the cold office. Feels like someone died in here. Great. The man sitting on the opposite side of me analyzes my image. I stand frozen like a frightened little gazelle waiting to be devoured alive by the fearless lion. Take a seat, he insists. I slowly grab the armchair sitting as he continues watching me like a hawk preying on its dinner. His eyes are menacing. It's like he's burning my flesh with his glare. I suddenly look around at everything in the room. I try to look at everything but him. The walls are trapped in gold. Shimmering lights and plaques hanging with no photos except for the one on his desk of a young boy. Grinning with his hands folded, he speaks. So, he takes a look at a sheet on his desk. Smith, is it? How are you, Smith? The S sound rolls off his tongue like a snake's hiss. My eyes shift to his name tag on the desk. I stare, reaching out to feel it. You like? He asks. Oh, I blush. No, what was I doing? Trying to touch it? It looks so familiar. I was just trying to remember what it... He squints his eyes. I took a class abroad 2 years ago and I shut my eyes. No, just... Never mind. I shake my head. Sorry. I apologize with my head down, lending out my sweaty palm that I really don't want him to touch. Nice to finally meet you, sir. I try to sound assertive. Instead, I sound like an awkward foreign student introducing themselves for the first time to the class. Gripping my hand tautly, he caresses it, smearing his thumb across my flesh like he's petting a cat. Nice to meet you, too. His eyebrows shift upwards, then down. Smith. Suddenly, I feel like a spider is crawling down my spine. All I can do is nod. He releases his grip, then goes back to examining me like he's at a deli shop. You're awful young. How old are you? 22 and a half, sir. I swallow my spit. Sir? This isn't a drill sergeant. You don't have to say sir. Ugh. Sir, huh? He scans a sheet of paper. Army brat? No, sir. My father was a lieutenant sergeant and brothers as well. It wasn't really, my thing. I can almost immediately hear my father yelling at my brother and I to drop and give him 50 because we needed the discipline. Yeah, well, Western told me you were young, but I didn't know he meant this young. He laughs as if he knows of a secret. Western, yes. He's the one who introduced me to this job. He put in a good word to get me in. I owe him that much, but nothing more, because I can't forgive him for what he did to me. I can't. My eyes begin to water. I turn my head to breathe. You know, you could be one of them. You'd fit right in. Wow. He looks at me. You all right? I'm silent, nodding with a hint smile. So, he folds a stack of papers before asking, how was your first day on the job? We're going to stop there. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up and comment below. Let me know your thoughts about the film. And peace out.